Hey guys, welcome back to the next episode of my Planet Coaster series. I still haven't thought of a name of it yet. Again, it's going to be another time lapse. It took me about 2 hours to make this. The video's not quite as long as the previous one. Yay! I haven't got to talk so much. Thank fuck for that. But I don't quite get it. I don't quite get the whole build finished. So it's probably going to be maybe the next episode. Maybe the one after, and I've still got to record. I've still got to record the doohickey, the thingamabob that I said I was going to record. The log flume from the other park that I've already made that I didn't show yet. But yeah. So anyway, so at the moment I was just trying to sort of figure out what sort of path I wanted. I'm not really too happy with how this. I'm building a castle. I'm not too happy with how the castle came out. I might delete it. Not sure. But what I did notice was this looked a little bit like a body. So look, I'll make a face. Say hi. Hello, little face. Where is it? There you go. Hi, guys. That's me. Oh, I thought it was funny. Screw ya. I'll do a little bit of. I still haven't added the This is the point where I realise that they do have flags in the game. I still need to do the bushes at the bottom of the trees on the left of the screen now. So I'll just go around putting some banners in, sort of trying to put some finishing touches on these. At some point I'll start putting gargoyles on them, but I'm not sure when that is. I think that might be the next recording. Yeah, because I just watched through this and it didn't happen, so it must be the next recording. I'm getting a little bit confused. I'm trying to make sure that I've got the whole editing process down to a T before I start uploading stuff, so I know roughly how long it's going to take me. So yeah, this hasn't taken so long actually, this one, but this time it wasn't quite so difficult. Last time I had about 3 or 4 different like bits of film to put together because I'd paused it and I'd been looking for stuff, and I'm talking with my hands, but you can't see me, so I'm gonna sit on them now. But yeah, so I had lots of parts to sort of change and chop around. I was really trying to get that piece, that 3-sided piece. It's not 3 sides. It's like hang on. So if it's got 3 1/4, it'd be 1. Hang on, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Be a 12-sided. The 3-sided thing. That's like a little square. I was really trying to get that in. Did I get it in? I think I got it in towards the end of the video eventually. I think what it is I don't like about it so much is the shape. I think because I chose a stupid shape to try and make it interesting, I think it sort of worked against it really in the end. Yeah, I might delete it. I do get a riding on top of it though, which is good. Oh look, someone's online. I did get a riding on top of it eventually though, so it's not quite the end of the world, I guess. And I was using the duplicate trick, but not quite too efficiently yet. I'm getting there. I'm getting there slowly. Very, very slowly. Very, 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 very slowly. But you know, never mind. So yeah. What was I thinking? I don't know what I was thinking. I wanted to build a castle. I built a castle, and not the best castle in the world. Not the best castle in the world. This is the point where I realised I've sort of screwed it up. I'm looking at it going, oh, it's not right. It's not the same. and then obviously I've realised how I've done it wrong. On the previous video, I've watched it back, and it's like I see it happen, and then I talk about it 30 seconds later. It's like, oh, is it out of time, or what's going on? So it might be the same with this. What happens is I'll be watching it. I can't exactly remember exactly what I was doing or thinking. I tend not to really think as I do these things. So I see it and go, oh yeah, I remember this bit. And then it's like, oh dear. See, I don't think I've even put any lights in this yet. No, no, I haven't. No, I've still got to add lights to it. Fuck. Yeah. See, this bit came out alright, I think. Yeah, because it wasn't quite... it was a different... It was different shape, but it wasn't really bloody weird like the rest of it. Again, still not quite using the duplicate trick quite to my advantage. If I'd sort of done the whole... yeah, sort of, but done one layer at a time, I could have just sort of built it up layer by layer as opposed to 3 layers high, bang, 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 and see what it looks like. I've had an idea for this section that we build, for this roof section here actually, although in a minute I do put a 3rd layer on top, so I don't know if it will work or not. I was thinking earlier that I could put a roller coaster in, just like a little kiddies one, like a little kid's roller coaster that doesn't invert or any weird shit like that, just to sort of, you know, because then, yeah, that could be quite cool. And you can see all the people, and then there's no people here. There's a point later on I put some shops in, and there's just like a massive stream, just like appear instantly almost, which is quite funny. I did know. I noticed it while I was recording. I don't know if it was if it's I can't remember if it's noticeable on sped up speeds. See, so this is the part where I was talking about. I'm not sure if I'll be able to fit a roller coaster station in there or not. I'll have to try it. Yeah, I'll have to try that. And then I did think about putting another one on top, but it just didn't look right. I just didn't like it. Trying to sort of fix the shape a little bit, and just like, no, don't like that. Really don't like that on the top. So that point where I was paused there, I was looking at it going, do I like it? Do I not? Do I like it? No, I don't. So this is where I start. I deleted all of them. I decided I didn't like it like that because we're going to actually use the inside of the building. So I did this all wrong. I built a road inside, and then I built the shops, but I built them as a new building, and it really screwed it up for later on, and I just had to go and do the whole thing again. You'll see me do this quite a bit. While I'm still learning how to play the game, pretty much, I'm going to be making lots of silly errors like this. That was a terrible idea. I should have just redone the road as opposed to a new building, because it really does balls it up for later. Never mind. Lesson learned. Don't do it that way. And I shouldn't put those in either. I should have waited until everything else was done. But I think the reason I put them in was because people started coming in. As you can see, all of a sudden I've got 180 odd people in the park, and all I've done is put in shops. Like, you just come in to see the shops. Whatever. This bit gave us a bit of grief as well. So as you can see, I'm building up the ladder. It was complete guesswork at that point. That's how I wanted it to be, to go up like that, but I wanted it stepped, a little bit like what I'm doing right now. I end up spending the best part of what's probably the next 5 minutes on it. Well, 5 minutes for you. It took me ages to get it right, to a point I was happy, and it was constantly giving me grief. Everything I did, it just didn't seem to like it. I didn't understand. It was like, going, what the fuck? What the fuck is going on? Ah, Madoffy. Oh dear. See, even there at the bottom, I think I deleted it all at the bottom because of how it didn't line up, and it annoyed me. But that bit looked quite good, and then it didn't line up with the building, and oh dear. Nothing seemed to want it to line up. Oh, blimey. But, you know, never mind. Can't do anything about that either, I guess. So, yeah, so this is the part where I was trying to get it to line up. I realised I had to move it back a bit, or I did it this way instead. I built backwards and then up, but that didn't quite work because I couldn't get the path at that point to line up properly, and it looked weird, and I didn't like it. And then I just sort of started deleting the whole thing. Really deleted that bit, messed around with it for a little bit, started building it from the top. But from the top, built it on the way down, managed to get it to work properly there, like I was trying to do in the previous episode with the starting, but it didn't work then either. So trying to get it all to line up, and I realised that it was miles over to one side, and it was like, nah, don't like that. Don't like that. Get rid of that. Undo that. Then what did I do? What did I try and do next? I can't even remember what I tried to do. Oh, I built it from the bottom again. Right, okay, so I built it from the bottom so that I knew they would line up and they'd be equal distances away. Not like, not silly sort of distances apart like they were a minute ago. So did it like that. Did it like that. I was originally going to do that, but the building was too low. So in hindsight, what I could have done was just lower the building. That would have been much easier. Didn't think of that. So instead, I raised it. I eventually, sorry guys. Oh, it is very early in the morning. It's like 11:30. It is very early. Oh, I'm glad I'm not a mechanic anymore. But yeah, so oh dear. Yeah, so eventually I figured out, this is the point where I figured out that I could just build a wider path. But, again, I was having trouble with it, and you'll see why I'm going to have to raise it in a moment. Just like that. So it wouldn't let me build it as steps, or as I could build it as steps or not. It wouldn't let me do the slope, which was the height that I wanted, because then it would have been the perfect height. So I'll do it in a minute. I think what I did first, I sorted the height out in a moment. I built a road around it, which is what the plan was at the time, until I realised I could put a road in there, at the front of it. Got it to a point, messed around with it a little bit too much, as I seem to always do, wasted some time with that. Got it so I was happy with it. Then I deleted it all later on. Yeah, so got that bit so that I was happy with that. Okay, that's good to know. So it was already sort of poking out a little bit like that. Cool. So what I should have done was just copy the top of it and move it. But I didn't. I decided to copy the top of it. And I did it in the most awkward way possible. Again, learning experience. Sorry guys, I need a drink. Hang on. Oh, that's better. Sorry. Maybe I'll stop yawning now. I'm drinking Dr. Pepper. So, yes, it's 11:30 in the morning and I'm drinking Dr. Pepper. Get over it. I can and I am. Yeah. But yeah. Where were we in the video? So I've noticed at this point that they, the road had created like the big struts going down to the bottom, which I didn't like. I found the button to tell it not to do that later on, when I was building the a queue path for the ride that I haven't put in yet. So maybe it won't stop the yawning. Oh well, never mind. Oh dear. But yeah, camera had a spaz moment there. You should see me pause, look at it, go, what? Oh, whatever. So this is the part where I moved the entire building out of the way. I don't know why I did it this way. It was a complete waste of time. I should not have done it that way. This job would have taken me a lot less time if I'd done it better. Highlighted the wrong bit. Went around the whole thing, piece by piece, as opposed to just selecting everything and just moving up. Oh dear. Learning experience. Putting it down to learning experience. So yeah. Oh dear. And now I get to move that back. At this point, this is the first time I noticed that at the front, near where the stairs come up, the middle building, the second level building, is actually sticking into the road. But I sort of figured that it must have been like that before because I couldn't quite get it to work. Looked at the ceiling. I'm not entirely sure why I decided to do this, because I cover it all up. You can't see it in a minute. I suppose it was just for my own benefit so that I know that it looks a bit neater. You know, so again, looking around, seeing what I think. Like I said earlier, I'm still not really entirely convinced with it. I've been tinkering with it for ages, and something about it, just not keen on it. I accidentally sacked someone at that point, I think. Whoopsie. I meant to press the button so that I could give them training. This is where I realised I could probably fit a ride in. I thought I was on the carousel, but I was actually on the swings. You'll see when I realise, I go, oh, right, okay. That's what I want. Oh, look, and now it fits. Just like that. Put the entrance in, put the exit in, and then delete the road that I didn't need. I realised at some point around it, there it is, just missed it there, that you can actually tell it not to build. The word's completely gone from me. You can tell it not to build the doohickeys that were sticking down from the path, like the path supports. So I told it not to do that anymore. The queue was strange. It wouldn't let me just go straight down to that bottom level, whereas the road did. And yeah, like that. That was just weird. I just didn't get it. Deleted the whole front of the section again because I just wasn't quite happy with it, as always. There's a bit of a theme coming on here, isn't there? I'm just generally not happy with this. I don't know why. Deleted that, sort of went that way. I tried to put another road in, but it didn't work, so I went, oh, okay, I'll do it this way then. And then I had to build the queue path again. About the third time. Again. I'm still not sure, so on the next episode you'll see me starting to put in like a wall around it. I'm not too sure what I'm going to do with the space that I've got left. I was thinking like some sort of wooden buildings, but I think I'm going to put a roller coaster in next. If I put the roller coaster in, then I can put the wooden... Or if I put the wooden buildings in first... Well, at first I'll need to finish the wall, then I can put in the wooden buildings, and then I'll be able to build the roller coaster, if it'll fit. So I might put the roller coaster in just to make sure it's going to fit. Yeah, that might work. Yeah, see, the building's just too bland, I think, is what it is. Realise that if I did it that way, it'd be a lot easier. Like that. It's just, I don't know, just not happy with it. I think maybe it's because it's too big. Maybe that's what the problem is. Maybe it's because I'm trying to build a building and the building is just too big. I'm trying to build something that's too big and I'm not good enough at it yet. Maybe. This is the part where I realised it would have been a lot easier. This is the part where I realised it would have been a lot easier to... Yep. So I deleted it all. Oh no, it's not quite happened yet. Here, because it's protruding, it doesn't look right, it looks rank and horrible, so I deleted the entire building set, as you do, because again I didn't like that either. Just delete it, and then everyone just sort of fucks off. It's like, oh no, we're leaving, we're not happy, oh you've deleted all the seats, oh no, everything's being deleted, what's going on? But I did notice a new trick. If your bins are full, you can delete it and replace it and it'll be empty. And then you don't need a cleaner. But then you've got to remember to keep an eye on it, out on it. So I started putting all the stuff back in and all the people come flooding back in. Look at them. Just look at the amount of people that are just coming flooding through the doors. And all I did was put in some shops. Madness. Absolutely madness. So... I don't know why I'm yawning so much today. Sorry guys, I obviously need another kip. A little bit of a bottleneck there. I think it's because it's the only shop in the area. The way that the wall works, there's going to be 3 exit areas where you're going to be able to go to a different part of the park. So I'm going to be able to put... I've got quite a bit of wasted space in them at the moment, so I'm going to start putting shops inside them as well. So that it sort of, you know, you can sort of go to the shop, go to some rides and stuff, leave the area, go to another shop, and, you know, spend lots of money I think that by this point I'm already making a profit as well, which strikes me as weird. Really? No, it's not that weird, really, is it? All I've got to do is have people buy stuff. So, yeah. Yeah, this bit sort of... It wasn't grief, I enjoyed this bit. It took a little bit of thinking. I was just playing around with it, sort of thinking, oh, how can I get it to a point that I like it? Sort of messing around. And then I realised, oh, I haven't used these yet. Ah, I know, I can put them there, but not that one, because that won't look right. So I started putting them in there like that. I moved the, don't know what I'm doing there. Moved the big archways back a bit, like, well, just doing it now, as you can see. Looking for them, put the archways in there, move that forward, get that flush. Oh dear. And then at some point, in a minute, any minute now, I put in the big archways somewhere. No, I didn't. Oh, I thought oh no, I didn't. Oh no, I couldn't because it wouldn't work. Because they didn't have... I thought I put archways back in. And then I went down and looked at it here. Like, yeah, I like that. Yeah. What it looks like I could have done is put the there's like a little bit of a lip between the there's a lip that I just noticed. I've just noticed it just this minute now. I might go back and adjust that as well. Change that for the next video. You'll see me do it on the camera. Yeah, there's a little lip there as well. Okay, cool. That's good to know. That's good to see. There's a lip there. There's a lip. There's a lip there. Yeah, there's a lip there. Yeah, I'm going to change that. Definitely going to change that. This bit, I was playing around with it. I couldn't decide the best way to do this. So I eventually settled on doing it like that. I figured that that was the easiest way. And then put a roof on it to sort of make it look like it had something there. Yeah, so then I started putting... Oh no, I've already done the Serenity. There's a point here where I started putting trees everywhere and I just didn't like it. So, again, deleted it all. Messed around, had a bit of a mess around with the... whatever they're called. Windows. Again, because of the weird shape of it, I just... I'm not buying it. I'm still not buying it. I'm still not keen on it, I think. I was trying to get everything so that it was the same height. I'm not sure why that bothers me, but it bothers me for some reason. So I did it that way. Just put it next to it. Ah, dear. These things just seem weird. Why does stuff like that bother me? And then I started putting flags everywhere as well. At some point. Ah, I knew I'd use those at some point. I was looking at them earlier thinking, I've put them somewhere, but I don't know where it was. This is where I started using the banners and the flags. Put them everywhere to try and dull it up a bit. Again, just not so... I'm keen. I like the flags. I like the banners that I've put in. Little Union Jack just gone. I like the banners that I've put in, but I think it's the shape of the castle. It's the only thing I can think it is. But I don't know. Another awkward silence there while I just put in another cheeky yawn, as you do. I thought I'd better put some... I'm not sure why I decided I had better put some awnings over them, seeing as they're inside the building. But, you know, figured I'll have a look. I think it's more of just a bit of a play around, sort of having a look around. At some point in a minute, I think it's for the next level up, I realise I can rotate the windows. So I start making some big windows. Put in the little fire slits like that. I'm not sure why I did that. That's the point where I accidentally pressed the Z button. And I looked at it like, yeah, I can adjust the windows. So I tried it on that previous side that you just see me do. And it was too big. So I put it here instead. And then eventually copied it all over. And the you can't hear it in the video, but the noise of that carousel, oh my god, it winds me up so much. I need to figure out how to silence it. So this is where I started putting trees in. You'll see me zoom out and go, yeah, nah, that's horrible. We are approaching the end of the video now. Thank you very much for watching. I hope you enjoyed it. And see you all on the next episode. Bye bye.